In Crimea, southern Ukraine, armed men in unmarked uniforms stopped and searched cars at checkpoints in the regional capital, Simferopol. The soldiers, believed to be Russian, used military vehicles without registration plates. Ukraine has accused Russia of a military invasion, and Western nations have called on the Kremlin to withdraw its troops. In Kazakhstan, protesters rallied in front of the Russian consulate in Almaty to condemn Moscow's military intervention in Crimea. Another rally took place at the Russian embassy in the capital, Astana, where activists demanded the withdrawal of Russian troops from Crimea and the closure of Russian military bases on Kazakh territory. One activist, Mohammed Abjan, was arrested while carrying a banner reading "Yesterday Abkhazia and Ossetia, today Crimea, tomorrow northern Kazakhstan." Stop Putin now! Stop Putin now! In New York, about 300 demonstrators marched to the Russian consulate to call for an end to Russian intervention in Crimea. The protesters called on the international community to pressure Russia to withdraw its troops from Ukraine.
Putin, hands off Ukraine!
In Russia, the ruble fell to its lowest point ever against the dollar and the euro amid growing concerns over the tensions between Russia and Ukraine. The ruble, already down nearly 10% this year, fell below 50 to the euro for the first time. Stocks on the Moscow exchange fell by about 10% in the first hour of trading on March 3rd. In Belarus, a court heard cases of several activists who were arrested for taking part in an unauthorized anti-war protest outside the Russian embassy. Some of the protesters have already been sentenced to 10 or 12 days in prison. At least 20 people were detained during the rally on March 2nd, including 7 journalists. In the Pakistani capital, Islamabad, police secured the site of an attack on a district court that killed at least 11 people. More than 20 others were wounded when gunmen stormed part of the court complex. Also in Pakistan, 2 members of the paramilitary Frontier Corps were killed in a roadside explosion in the Khyber tribal district. The latest violence in Pakistan comes just a day after the Pakistani Taliban announced a month-long ceasefire. In Azerbaijan, a blast in a Baku barbershop damaged a building that also houses the headquarters of the opposition Azerbaijani Popular Front Party. No injuries were reported. Emergency ministry officials at the site demanded that the Popular Front vacate the building. Party members expressed concern that the incident might be linked to what they described as a government campaign against them. In Georgia, about 200 activists started a 75-kilometer march from Tbilisi to the village of Atotsi, near the border of the breakaway region of South Ossetia. The activists are planning to join a local protest against Russian and South Ossetian troops' efforts to demarcate the boundary with barbed wire fences. Russia and South Ossetian separatists consider the boundary to be a state border, while Tbilisi and the international community maintain that the region is Georgian territory. In Belarus's Homel region, residents celebrated the holiday of Maslenitsa. Orthodox Christians traditionally enjoy pancakes, butter, eggs, and meat dishes on the holiday before giving up most culinary pleasures for the fasting period of Lent. The celebration, which has both Christian and pagan roots, culminates in the burning of a large doll called Maslenitsa, whose destruction symbolizes the end of winter. And that's the video roundup from Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty.